We're live. There we go. We should be live. Hello, everyone.
Oh,
hello.
It's Lorecrimes, isn't it? Yeah, and today we've got a super special. Oh, Colin. We've got a super special episode for you all today. Please let us know if our audio is all over the place, because it might be. But today we have a very special stream for you all, where we are joined by Mr Chris Peachy Peach himself. It's Peachy.
Peachy Peach. Hi. Thank you for having me.
That's all right. How are you doing? How are you?
Good. Just wrapped up a podcast with Louise and Rob, which was
Nice.
fun. And I was down in Southampton with Liam Dempsey. That was also amazing. So I've had a busy week and then just been doing some editing. So
Nice.
boring.
That's where I went to uni in Southampton. Haven't been there in ages.
I went past the uni. So I know what that
it's
is.
not worth it.
No, it does look a bit of a dive, but it's fine.
Before we get into it, is there anything you want to promote or shout out? Anything you want to talk about?
I mean, I've got a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Join
Peachy
if you want
tips.
to watch Peachy tips. Yeah, just talk about tips. No, I don't. I talk about painting and random stuff. I mean, I'm rubbish at self-promoting, so I let others do it.
Well, no, you've been doing quite well. I mean, you've been at it a couple of months now, and you're already at like 20,000 subs or something like that.
Yes, launched on the 1st of March. That was my goal, and now it's like a month and 10 days. So yeah, it's going well. It's going well.
Epic.
The thumbnail game is really good, by the way.
I thought my thumbnails were rubbish because I have no idea about the internet. I just went with like cheap and cheerful, white background, black text, a picture with my face on it somewhere. So that'd be fun.
I like Squidmar, his ones. I think
Yes.
he's definitely someone who's found like the winning formula in terms of, damn, I can't copy him for anything, but like he has it down.
He's
so
smart.
jealous.
That Pancreas No Work guy, I think he has my favorite thumbnails.
Colin.
Dude, I'm a big fan of my thumbnail of image from artwork done.
Did you ever consider putting text on your thumbnails, Colin? At
No.
any point?
I talk about whatever. I get a picture of whatever. I'm good. I've done my duty.
Just pointing out, some people are already saying the bed is not made, but that's
There's
not
Dogs on it.
What are you on about?
Dogs. Let the dogs
They're always
sleep.
dogging on Colin about not having
Everything.
the bed made every time.
Oh man,
Strange
all
as
the
a
time
cosmic
Eli was late. Kind of true, donkey man.
By the way, Eli, are you on the right microphone? By the way,
Maybe do I sound like
You do sound a
You sound a
little
little
Xbox 360 crunch.
to be fair, before we joined,
I know.
Colin and Hal were like, "Andy, you sound like you're in a well." I was like, "Oh,"
Can
I was
I
trying to
think
find
I
out why.
probably have to leave. Oh no, I can change over here. No, I can't. I have to leave and come back.
We'll wait for you.
We are nothing
Good
but
start.
professional on
No.
this stream.
Well, while Eli's gonna get
Coming
back
back
to us,
in.
so shall we boot up the tier list we have done made, and I think it's this one. Yes. there
We
go.
should explain what we're doing as well.
So
yes.
That might be
today, all
helpful.
right, Eli, you back? Are you?
Yep, no longer in the
Oh,
Xbox live
there-
chat.
Yeah, sounds crisp.
Oh, there it
That's
is.
much better.
My finest kitchen table and car.
Right.
Pictures on.
So today we're doing something a bit different. We have all of us have taken photos of our miniatures, or miniature, and we now have made a tier list, which you can see is top is Boingob. Praise be to Boingob, the
Wait,
god
does
of
Pete,
squigs.
do you know what Boingob is, by the way?
I was going to ask. I have no idea what that means.
Boingob is... We had to explain this like
It's
every
a-
time, and we love
it's,
it.
It's the squig god from Age of Sigmar that I had a laughing attack learning about for probably 15 minutes straight. I don't know why. I just found it so funny.
It's the
couldn't
god beast,
breathe.
the god beast of Squigs, who
Yeah, he's beautiful.
He died by trying to eat
Eating
the
the sun. Yeah,
Oh,
that's great.
Rotisserie
I mean, that's-
chickened immediately.
That's amazing.
So that's and he's now like our sort of
Patron
figure of
saint.
worship. We all
Yeah.
gather in places
Got you.
and send praise to. So everything is really good is Boingob. Very rarely
Yeah.
used, but the Boingob tier is pretty amazing.
Truly.
right?
Boingob died for our sins. We also have good, okay, and fine.
I'm glad that you held yourself back from adding like garbage or something like that.
Oh no. To be honest, I know that Peachy's a nice fella, so I was like, if we have those there, I'm sure it'd just be like, oh, I don't want to put it in that
Yeah, I'm not like that.
You could have an absolute dog crap like tier. We really
Don't put you on the spot.
like disappointment to the family tier.
But here they are. These are our miniatures that have been supplied. You can probably tell there's like, depending on the background, who's sent them in.
Is it like 2 pieces of paper?
Yeah. So I guess we'll just start off with how they are here, if that's okay. So the first one we've got is this Magnus, the red one. I'm wondering if I can. I'll send it to Peachy first of all.
Yeah.
Do you
see, so-
never see it? I see 2 of something.
I'm not a big fan of the best models being first because it sets the standards very high.
This is not, we have to fight this uphill battle.
I think they should go last, personally.
There we go. So this is the first one.
Oh,
see if we
you
can-
dropped it in there. Nice. Ooh. Oh, that's very nice. Yeah. I can see that.
It's so over, guys.
Should we just,
Eli, we're
claim?
cooked.
Should we just explain whose is who so we can talk through it just a little? Because I might as well. Yeah. Okay, this one is mine. Okay.
The first, what is that? 1, 2, 8. I think technically 7 because I think I see a repeat. The first 7 are all Hal's.
Here he is.
Right.
Beautiful
See this one?
The
Magnus.
very fancy schmancy stuff.
I don't have an
This fella.
excellent camera, but this
It looks
was
good to me.
This is like my first big centerpiece one. I was interested in just sort of sticking with the normal color scheme, but my Thousand Suns all have a I only prime Thousand Suns in purple. There's no black really on the model apart from I think maybe the halved part. But yeah, this was just like my first attempt at a demon.
Your first
primer.
attempt.
As
right?
a demon primer.
I'm Hal. I just did this in one
Mods
go.
kill this guy.
Yeah.
This is like my first big model though. Everything else I have is small basically.
Yeah.
So-
I've never run before, but I'm just going to do an ultra marathon.
Yeah.
I've heard they're okay.
We
Actually
have
did this
a
blind drunk.
Donation.
we have a good donation. Donkey Man USA spending his well-earned $5 to say at the stripped club, straight up dorking it, and by it I mean my peanuts. Thank
Wow.
you, Donkey Man. legendary tweet, bro.
Welcome to Lorecrimes.
It was a post that was going around.
I see.
There's basically the whole theme was sticking with reds and purples.
Yeah.
Highlights of greens.
I've got an idea.
Yes.
Hold on.
Purple
The
and
base
green
is
are
not the-
nice. Purple and green. I mean, sometimes the base is like a frame of a painting. It's there to embellish, not overpower. So don't dish your base. So you've done some OSL, so I can see some object source light in there with your glaive, and you got like some glowies around his face by the looks of it. Obviously, I'm only working on the image I've got here. It's a little bit pixelated when I'm.
Yeah, I don't have the
That's
best
fine.
camera, unfortunately.
It's the same.
So
I totally get it. Oh, his hands got some glows there. I mean, you start from purple, you've gone up to white. I mean, that's an insane choice.
You-
Oh god.
You pull up to the freaking kindergarten art competition, and like Picasso is there, bro. Michelangelo is showing up. Like,
that's insane. I mean, it looks great. I mean, you got like all the colours are in the right places. There's nothing going over the lines, so that's good.
It doesn't show up as well, but on his muscles.
my
there
God,
are
he's not done.
striations. there is like line work on the muscles, but it.
Put it there.
Yeah, I can't mark you for that because I can't see it. So I'm afraid I can't mark you on that.
The glowy, the eye, his only has one eye, doesn't he?
He
Magnus?
does.
Maybe
And
can we
that's
can we
the
s-
glowy one?
can we cycle through our models so that we don't have to do a
Oh yeah.
1 hour straight of Hal praise?
So what? The next one you want me to put up is?
We'll do one of each. One of each. We'll go
Let's
one.
do
of each.
Collins next.
All
Yeah.
right, so this-
do that guy. He's easily the worst, but he has the most
Well, the Star
sentimental
Wars
value.
The
Star Wars
Bankers No
fella.
Work guy gets S tier for sure.
Are we doing? Which one are we doing, Colin? Are we doing Star
I'll
Wars?
do the
one
Star
or-
Wars fella. That's just
Already
just,
won me with Star Wars.
Is
knew
that
it.
This is-
Thrawn?
he's not great, but it's a Hero Forge mini of a Star Wars D&D character
cool.
I've got.
Nice.
So
Let's see if we can.
one of the first time, I think it was especially the first time I ever tried painting with white, which that gave me
Right.
some struggle.
Right. There's a channel called Peachy Tips which goes on about painting white. You might want to check it out.
Definitely gonna need to be doing that.
Yeah, carry on. Sorry, I interrupted you. You're still talking about this Is it a Chiss?
Yeah, it was a Chiss Sith Lord. It was an all Sith campaign because everyone independently were like, yeah, I want to be a Sith, and we made the guy running it want to shoot himself because that was not what he planned at all. But yeah, it was threw together the model on Hero Forge, had it come unpainted, and that was one of the first times I tried painting something.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything on there was no Hero Forge paint, which probably shows.
I like the crystals.
So this is your first model, is that right?
Not my first model, but I think it was the first where I wasn't like following a color scheme. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go nuts and see what happens.
Yeah. So talk me through your white. What did you start with that?
So I think it was Corax white. I think everything here is gonna be like a Citadel paint. I want to say
was this over a white undercoat, or was this like over black or grey?
I think it was like I did the spray can, like the spray primer. So I did that, and then it's been so long that I can barely remember what I used. I know it was Gene Stealer purple and the lightsaber and some of the crystals.
Yeah.
I think Mephiston red for the cape and the little red crystal next to his foot.
What's the stuff on his cape? Looks like there's like some writing or a picture.
I think that's just the lighting because actually I have the model right here. I can just go grab it. What am I talking about? It's right here.
Shout out to Harry Ballant on the comments who's saying I stopped. I
have bad news. I think that's just dust.
Oh, it's dust.
Looking at the back of the model, yeah, it's either dust or the light hit it in a very peculiar way.
It's an interesting shading technique. Yeah.
There's also wonderfully the purple bit has snapped off.
Oops. What?
I do like he has the like flight bollard thing. The things like when you get in the airplanes, you're like,
yeah. There's no lightsaber on Nero Forge, so I had to get creative.
All right, okay. I'm not going to make any judgments yet. I'll see what else there is. What else we got?
Dante gave a donation here. He says, guys, what's your favorite paint flavor?
Mephiston red.
Banewolf blue. Delicious.
Mine's Corax white because it kind of has a bit of a minty taste to it.
Where are we putting Colin's one then?
So I'm going to say okay because there's reasons for okay. Because effort is important as well as technique. So and I'm going to say, Colin, your eyes are top tier.
The model's great too.
Thank you.
The model is great, but those eyes are.
Yes, the eyes.
I get it, Andy.
The little blue space marine down there. When we get to that, I think it was the first time painting eyes, and you can see that it's man. That man looks like he is tweaking on something.
He is wide awake.
Stuff.
So yeah, this one especially because it was I think like my longest running D&D character. I'm like, all right, I want to make sure he is as good as I can possibly make him. So I was very careful with those eyes.
Okay, what we got next then?
All right. Well, if it's me, this is the only one I have.
Okay.
So this is going to be just the entire. Because again, I have a painting thing in the works, shall we say? But
is this the thing you discussed about?
This is the thing that Peachy and the guys here from Lorecrimes know about. But it's this. This is actually the first. This one I've just sent you is actually the first miniature I've painted in 20 years. Because when I went to Warhammer Fest, me and Colin were at the bit where you just get to paint a miniature, and for like 20 minutes, I just made this kind of Blood Angel red. Maybe he's a Genesis chapter. We don't know. He's just this red guy, and that's the first miniature I painted in 20 years.
Wow, that's good. Did
you
play around? Nice. I was going to say, did you play around with contrast with that?
No, I just kind of put the red on, and then I put the black ink on, and a little bit of the brown on the base, and also the lead pouches and stuff. I did make a mistake. There's like a little bit of his like bum plate, which is
brown.
Like, whoops.
I was going to mark you down for that, but it's like, what is it? Is it got brass? Because I couldn't tell if it was brass or brown from this angle because it's got like a bit of a shine to it. Not that matters. That's good. I noticed you didn't pick out his eagle though. I mean,
the thing was, I'm not good at painting miniatures when they're all like assembled, and these are pre-assembled, and I was like, I can't get in the nooks and crannies. I prefer to paint bits separately and then.
So you're a sub-assembly guy. You're like,
you're
like, I see. I got you. That's cool. Where do I put that? I think okay as well. I'm gonna stick okay because the effort's there. You've most of your colours are in the right places, right? There's a bit of colour bleed here and there, but you know what? for your first model in 20 years, it's pretty solid.
I can't believe I'm at the bottom of the tier list, even if it's
Yeah.
not.
All yours are going in that
I'm
one,
not
Hal.
even-
I made it.
I mean, Hal, I didn't even say anything. They put it there.
I know.
No, we
They didn't
anything.
even let you rate.
I took control of that one. I was like, I'm not letting this happen. Just like, oh, and I tried to make sure that the light caught the way that it was. Like, no,
Caught the whale.
Yeah. Here's Eli's group of. I believe these are.
They're headhunters.
Headhunters.
Ooh,
Yes.
headhunters.
Yeah, I painted these a long time ago, but I do really like the models, and I put them on extra
Are
bases.
they Alpha Legion?
Alpha Legion?
Based?
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. Have I just
Colin's
got-
favorite.
Oh, Colin likes the Alpha Legion, does he? Interesting.
Oh
does.
no,
He loves this. He loves
Oh, right, got you. Okay.
Yeah, I love them so much.
I did
Have
take two
you-
pictures of my models. I'm sorry.
So I like the idea of you sticking them on slightly. So I can't say if is that a sculpted base that you've glued onto another base?
Oh yeah,
Or just-
well, it's just regular base because when I got them back in the day, they were on the regular 28 millimeters,
Aha! I see
and
what you did
then
there.
yeah, and so nowadays
That-
they are 28.
That's going to get extra points for innovation because most people just take everything off. Well, all you've done is just like stick it on a slightly larger base and make it look like
Yeah.
he's on some steps. I like that. I like
This is gonna save my models. These
So I reckon. Oh, what's the categories again? We've got fine, okay. I mean, you got silvers on there. They look like Alpha Legion. I'm gonna go with good.
Nice.
Your Alpha Legion.
Nice.
They're gonna get mostly for the base logic. I like what you did there.
It's 3 colors. I found a forum in 2014 to tell me how to paint Alpha Legion when I was like
Nice.
15 years old and followed that for life.
Yeah, I did a Alpha Legion for the studio, and it was convoluted as hell. Wouldn't recommend copying.
Do you have a favorite Legion, Chris?
I do. I have two for two different reasons. Imperial Fists, yeah. I love Imperial Fists. And then for colour scheme, I really like the Emperor's Children. I would just wish they weren't cocky and weird perverts.
Eli's favorite is the Emperor's Children. He loves them because they're.
I
cocky.
do. I was trying to find my nicely painted Noise Marine, but it was a bit mutilated, sadly.
Oh,
It's quite lore accurate, to be fair.
Yeah, the rest of them were painted when I was like 13, so they look very bad.
I mean, I've worked out as I get older and I get more senile and I can't like, focus. I can cover them in poo. I can cover them in pee, and that'll feel right.
Oh, we got a donation, by the way, from Roll for €5
Thank
saying, I was just rereading Warhawk. Sorry, Colin. It's a great book overall, and I love the scene where Khan gets absolutely bodied by Sigismund. I like that bit too.
Why'd you apologize to me?
I also promised a shout out to the first nice thing someone says about Colin, and it took like 10 messages before someone said something actually nice. DJB says an actual compliment. Colin is the soul of Lorecrimes. It's not a good soul at all, and it's probably a Slaanesh property. That's the nicest thing that we got in the chat after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of stigma then, Colin?
It's just become Chad's favorite thing.
The memes we get, like the bed unmade memes and stuff like that.
Man is absolutely bullied.
All right, so I think it's time we return back to Hal. So this is Hal's next one.
Oh, there he is with the OSL again. Look at that. Now your basing game. I'm liking this as well. You've got some grass tufts in there.
I know where this is going. Hold on.
Glow is out of his mouth. I do like.
Send the
it's
picture,
kind of,
Andy.
It's
Send
kind
the
of
picture.
verdigris. It's kind of verdigris, but it's kind of glowy. What was your thoughts?
I literally did a randomized color thing, so I wanted to do. It's for my World Eaters like small force, but I didn't want to do anything like the normal, just reds or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I actually just picked 3 random colors. So the base is actually just like a metallic purple.
Yeah.
Brown is all like the helmets and shoulder pads and things. It's just a bit weird and different with like silver highlights. You can't quite see it, but kind of like how on Night Lords they have like the lightning effect.
Yeah,
with like
I can see a bit on one
Yeah.
his wrist and his leg. Yeah,
Yeah, they have that's with gold as well because it's what's the bit where like in Japan where they break the glass or the bowls and they remake it with gold.
Yeah. They did that in Star Wars, didn't they, with the stormtroopers with all the
In
cracks?
the Ahsoka,
yeah.
Yeah, and then
Enoch.
yeah, it's just I just want to be like different colors, and then the top knot thing is greens. I placed them in like a weird tundra place because I thought I haven't done something like that ever.
Yeah.
So I thought again, it's just to be like out of the comfort zone. Like this is just it's weird.
It's weird to see Khorne in purple. I won't lie, but I kind of dig it. I'm digging it. I don't know if it's like maybe they're getting a bit sort of Slaneshi. They're not. They wouldn't do that, would they? But no, I like it. I like because at the end of the day, it's not really about. I mean, I know it's brass, bone, like golds and all that kind of stuff, but red. You get like purpley tones in red, like magentas and stuff. So I kind of dig it. Like
the eyes are magenta. I did have I get that. Sorry, but I'm going to keep talking about it. I had my Angron model. I do have a donation. I'll get to that first though. By incoming backup. Thank you.
Boingob's strongest soldier.
He says, "All hail Boingob, our rotisserie lord, the fried patron, the round king, the emperor of squig kind, the most bouncy of all orcoids, lord of the cooked, the one who have bounced over the bad moon. Praise, my God,
nice,
heavy praise.
New litany.
It's actually getting like worse each time we do this. Each time we do it. I was just gonna say because on my World Eaters Force, it's not done yet, but I don't have Angron. I have Usharan. Is it the guy from Age of Sigmar who's the vampire lord? Yeah. He's my Angron, and he's again sort of similar colors, but then his like cape is all orange and stuff.
That's
and
cool. That's cool.
I'm very excited about the finish.
I kind of feel Hal needs his own sort. He's like competing against himself with each.
We have one. It's called Hal is showing off #GIFT. It's the perfect place for him to be.
Well, actually, looking at that, so I'm going to say straight away, like Magnus should go first, and then that guy next. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I like that. I like that.
Okay. See what you did there. Right. So this next one is an interesting one because this one is actually quite important in terms of channels. This is the next one from Colin. This is actually his profile picture.
It is
that everyone knows on YouTube.
The two purpose is so funny, dude.
It's a little guy.
He looks so angry.
So
go for it.
He is another first. He's the first one I painted because the first two model kits I got was those Stormcast and Primaris. It was 3 each. The push to fit. It came with 6 paints. So he's the first one where it's like, all right, I just have a kit. I need to glue and assemble, and don't have the step-by-step guide on every process. I'm like, all right, let's see how it is. And I just stand Macrog blue, the standard gold paint. You'll notice there's no the Omega symbol on the banner. That's not because because I lost the transfer sheet and couldn't find it to put it on. But and then I needed a profile picture for YouTube. So I was like, well, I have this mini lying around. He's a silly little guy. Glued another power fist on him because I had 2. I was like, well, might as well. It's funny.
Yeah.
And he's a simple little ultramarine guy, but very, very
blue mohawk as well.
Is it goblin green on the base?
No, I think that's Sterling Mud or one of those just
oh, I know which one. It's the Armageddon Dust, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I like him. I don't like the fact he's an ultramarine. I mean,
Peachy's not a fan of the ultramarines and Colin's
favorite.
I accept that I simply have the most refined taste in Space Marines, and not everyone is so fortunate.
Gosh. It's all right, bro. They're just Alpha Legion.
I've got a little short coming out on the weekend about painting ultramarines. You'll love that. So, it's the only way to paint ultramarines.
Chuck it in the bin.
We'll
pretty much. Stick it there. I mean, you've got your gold on there. I do like the fact because this sometimes happens when people get I've got a second power fist. Sometimes it's the same arm and they stick it on the other side. So you didn't do that, so that's good. That's from the command squad, isn't it? That's from the command squad, I believe. The banner and the loincloth.
I think, because I had it was the first 2 kits I got, just standard kits were assault marines with the jump packs and just a tactical squad. So I was like, well, I got some bits left over. Let's mash them together.
I'm looking at it. I'm seeing neatness because you got your key line on your banner. You picked out his eyes. You picked out his teeth. He's obviously grimacing. I can't tell if he's squeezing something out or just really angry.
Or both.
I think it's he's angry because he's squeezing something out.
Yeah, exactly. Just because they got powered suits, right? It's probably just fueling it. Yeah, I like it. I mean, you could have done with a second coat on your rim. It's a bit streaky, but it's a minor point. It's a little, polish, extra polish for the next time. So I think, what's the rate? I need to drop my screen down a bit. I'm gonna go with good. I'm gonna go with good on that one.
Let's go.
It's nice.
It's good.
It's iconic as well. It's pretty iconic.
It is iconic.
It is.
Yeah.
When did like in Warhammer like history, when did they stop doing like the green goblin green painting?
So it was going on for a while, even like green rims, but with like different coloured tops. I think it was probably let me think which editions came out, because in Eye of Terror there was some stuff with green bases, and I think after that that's when it started changing. So what edition was Eye of Terror? Was that 4th? Because I definitely remember the Dark Eldar being on goblin green bases and the Black Templars being on goblin green bases. So I think it was this next set after that, however that dates. I think the heavy metal team were like, it looks rubbish, let's update it.
Has it been quite jarring to see, particularly with like the tones? So you see like some of the posters, I think Eli talked about this, some of the older posters, like they're very, very grimdark, and then some of the stuff is like extremely like in miniature form, like almost like silly and sort of like orcs particularly as well, like back in the day, where it was quite jarring to see like the change between like, oh wow, they want to be taken seriously, and then there's this thing,
especially
like,
nervous models.
I think it's lost some of its charm a little bit. I mean, I like the grimdark side of stuff. I like it. It's been like horrid and not serious, but just like a little bit like, ooh, this is dark,
gritty,
gritty. That's a good word, gritty. But I kind of miss some of the charm of some of the old stuff, like like funny squigs for different occasions, and weird looking demons that all had names. Every demon had a name in the old days and stuff like that. Like,
and then the fat patriarch on the throne.
Yes,
model.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it does come out every now and again with like the Night Lord, not the Night Lords. I've got me saying Night Lords now. The Night Goblins and the Goblins and stuff. Age of Sigmar, you get a little bit of it, like what they call Gopapalooza. They had some fun things. So every now and again. But I think it's right to do it because it was of its time.
Awesome.
I missed one Sherlock Clouseau, the Inquisitor, although I understand why that one was retired because that's 50 different copyright lawsuits waiting to happen.
What was his name? Sherlock Clouseau.
Obi-Wan Sherlock Clouseau.
Yeah.
I missed that guy.
Oh yeah, he was cool.
Disney would bring down the hammer.
Nice highlights, by the way, Colin. I've just seen the back picture. Didn't see that before.
Thank you.
Right,
Eli.
this one's quite a spindly fella. This one's from Eli.
The base is not done, but it's Demon Prince Alfarius. That's the idea. The wings are from the Osiarch Bone Reapers, and the spear is from Dark Elf Dread Spear. And then it's just like a Primaris Marine with a Dark Angels. No, it's Angron. That model's actually Angron, like the OG. Because I had my one guy just like gave me his Angron model, and it was kind of like it was already kind of butchered, so I just butchered it some more, and I put the spear on and stuff on, and he's walking on his dreadnought. But the base is very sad. The base needs to be painted, but he's there.
Instantly, it's got like a presence because the wings give a really nice silhouette, and having that spear coming out, it's terrifying. It's like you got this hood. Is that one of the Dark Angel Terminator hoods? Yeah. So instantly it's just like this whole sense of like a terrifying spectre walking towards you, and just using like spare bits like the dead body and then all the other random bits of detritus, and it looks muddy and goopy. It just doesn't look very nice place to be. So even with the base not being painted, I'd be probably like squirting the musketeer if this guy was walking towards me. So I think it was great.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, probably all that brown on the base is from my bowels. No,
he's a special guy.
I think that's going to go into. I'm going to drop it down. It's good again. I think good. I'm kind of like, I want to go another tier, but I don't know because you talk about your Boing Gob thing being just too high. So
you can make it very like even like Boing Gob is like really good or excellent if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it was the base was done and maybe there was more on the wings, maybe if that was like a couple of highlights and stuff, I'd go Boing Gob. But at the moment, I'll go good.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
It's
nice.
Better than these lads, perhaps. I've got the other one next.
It's more special than the Headhunters, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, back to Hal here.
Why is everyone so annoyed?
Because every time we do a quiz, you win, and now you're doing all the models, and you're getting really good feedback. And it's
we have a donation.
By, Angry Homunculus, £5. Thank you, brother. He says, "Hi, Colin. Do you have any opinions on Hallowed Knights possibly becoming the poster host of
Hell yeah.
SCE?"
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I wish I had more. I just like them. They're cool.
Oh, cool. I like Hallowed Knights.
We're in a strange time now with Escape, like all the 4th edition AOS Escape models. We're waiting.
The Lord Scroll has made it 31 years since he launched.
Woo!
Man.
He's finally getting retired.
So
is
we
this
got
yours? Is this yours?
Yes.
this. Put it just at the bottom of there. There we go.
Stop.
I like your enamel bolter. That was cool. I assume it's like enamel. I don't know. Is that...
I don't know what enamel really means. Sorry.
You know, like ceramic, kind of like it's like you get enameled mugs, which is like a bath. You know, you get it's like white enamel and stuff like that. Sometimes, like the AdMech like to have like enameled looking, I guess, war gear and stuff. It's
This is a model of Iron Father Ferius because my boy, I literally bought models and started painting them at the very end of 9th edition. And this was like, I want to play Iron Hands. Everyone's like, Iron Hands are so good in 9th. Obviously, 10th, it doesn't really matter. But this guy's they're all, my Iron Hands are like on a seabed thing. So the base is like a turquoise and oranges, like corals and stuff. And I just gave him a head from, I think that's one of the Black Templar kits as well, because I didn't like the other like standard iron. He looks like he's half toaster. If you literally like he bit a toaster, and that's how they make their heads normally. And this is the first time I like tried to do. I don't know what it is on the weapon, but it's like you blend it until white, and and all of them have like a purple tinge to the Iron Hands. That. And again, I primed it in red underneath. You can't really see it, but underneath is like very like it's like a warmer grey sort of thing. God, I feel like it's like MasterChef. I'm like,
I'm loving the river, like the seabed kind of thing as well. It's quite a cool idea. Is the intention that it's like they're actually underwater, or is it more just like it's like the landscape looks like?
Could be. It was more just Iron Hands are quite like standard stuff. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't be in a place like that. So and again, it offered something to contrast with because there's bits of rust in between the armor joint, which is orange.
Yeah, I can see.
And I know. Orange is like I think like the opposite of turquoise, so I thought, something to make contrast with it at least though.
No, it works really well. I mean, it kind of adds that vibe as well. When you see like naval stuff and you've got like all like the docks and it's like that greeny sort of algae kind of stuff, then you just got rusty things next to it. It works really well. But I also like how his weapon feels a bit cleaner. So like the silvers on the weapons a bit more shinier, a bit more like looked after. But like around all these like power armor stuff, it's just like completely covered in rust. That's really cool, and the blade really pops out as well. I guess it just
tried so hard on the blade. I've never done that before. I was like, please.
Well, I mean, it's hard to pick between that and Magnus, but I'm gonna have to stick him in the middle between the other two. I think.
Preach. I'll try not to take too long.
Right, that's enough about Hal. Let's move on. Okay. So this next one, oh no, it's Eldar. Ew.
All right.
Yucky.
Unneeded.
Let's see. I'm trying to help out. DJ Beast made a bingo card, and it's like one of the things was when Andy hates the Eldar, so I'm trying to help.
Look at this guy! Look at this guy!
Yeah.
I love these Eldar.
There we go.
This is great.
Favorite models.
Is this you, Colin? You done this?
Yeah, that one's.
That was great. I like Iron, so it gets points straight away.
Man.
It's got blue on it still. Yeah, tell me talk me through it. Oh, is there some red on the edge of that blade? Oh, that's cool.
It's Wraithguard, Wraith blades from my favorite models and units. So I tried to go all out. I did some similar to Eli. Except mine kind of was in reverse. Instead of getting them on a smaller base, I bought these, like those little bases. Did not realize they were the wrong size because I was still pretty new at the time. So you'll notice like one of them has that Armageddon dust. The other one has like just a metallic color with a little bit of rust, but it might be hard to sell. Yeah. I plopped them on the first base, realized it was too small, then just kind of glued that other base on top. Like, well, he's a bit taller now. Yeah, it lets him peek over cover. I started with the Wraithbone primer. Did some, I think it was Averland Sunset, I believe, is the base yellow.
Yeah, that is correct.
I did same with the, I can't remember the name of the blue. Like the base, I ended like the blue, but
is it like Cantor blue? Is it Cantor?
Yeah,
blue?
I think it was Cantor blue. For the little waistcloth, I think it was like Lothern Sky. And then the the gems along are one of those. I can't remember the name of it, but it's those. You put like lead belcher or something on down, and then you go over with the little.
It's the gem paint colors, like same blue. Yeah, I know which one you mean.
Yeah, I did. I think I put a little bit of all those on those models. I put the ones with the axes and the force shields get the blue one. The other wraith blades that have the swords have red gems throughout them. And then I used I think it was Druchii Violet for the axe shade. Make it a little bit purple, and
that pops nicely.
The little might be kind of hard to tell, but the little emblem on the waist, the loincloth is free-handed. It's a symbol from Warhammer Fantasy. I'd paint on my Eldar if I can find the space for it.
No, that's cool. I'm free-handed as well. That is very, very nice. Cheeky. You're showing off now, aren't you?
I had to have some heavy hitter to bring to the table.
Don't worry, the show off tier is exclusively for Hal. So
that's not.
I'm just wondering. All right, shush you. Should we put him in Boingob? That sounds like pretty Boingobish.
I agree. I was thinking Boingob, but then if I'm going to Boingob him, I feel like I should Boingob the guy with wings as well, because he's pretty Boingob.
Yeah, Farius himself.
Yeah. There we go then.
Demon Primarch of Malice. What?
Well,
best Chaos God. Wait, shush. We have two donations.
We have 2 donations.
Thank you guys. Sam Kaufman for $10. Thank you guys for making enjoyable AOS lore videos. Got me into Skaven. You have a call in to thank for this. Thank you very much. And then Shark Bormir, is that what it says? Sorry. Shark Bormir for $10. Thank you very much. Colin, what are your thoughts about Malachi McKayson being in Total War Warhammer 3? I didn't even know he was in the game.
Took them long enough. I'm so glad. Now I just need Max and just Max, actually. Yeah,
just Max.
I still have his Goblin Hewer somewhere in my cupboard, unassembled. I love that.
That's awesome.
Malachi. I did have 2 at one point, and I gave one away, and that was way before he was taken off sale, and I regret it now.
I didn't get into Warhammer till the Warhammer Fantasy, as it was pretty long gone by that point. So I was Total War got me, and I was like, oh, dude, the Gotrek and Felix books. I can't wait to buy these minis. Oh man.
I know. I mean, you can get Gotreks, you just can't get Felix.
Yeah, I do have Gotrek. He might be making an appearance in about 3 minutes.
I see.
Oh, we got another donation before we move on from Donkey Man USA again for $5, saying how slander doesn't hit as hard as Colin slander. It's like CIA cracking cartel cocaine.
Wow.
Jeez, it's quite the
thank you audience.
Someone donated money so they could say someone else
so they could compare me to crack.
Oh man.
Anyway, this is Eli's next miniature. This is a lie. There we go. It's
like Omegon pretty much. So then we have Alpharius and Omegon.
Yeah.
So it would be like my Terminator Chaos Lord. It is the Dread Spear pieces again. I think the cloak is from a Chaos model or a Space Wolf model, one of the two. And then his arm is actually from some random Space Marine. It's not from the Primaris Space Marine originally. He was a pain to make. I remember that. He's not as fancy as the other guy, but
I like. I mean, I like the use of the dread spears. That kind of looks very savage as well. It's good. It's a deadly looking spear. He's got some reach as well, hasn't he? He's got a bit of reach with that.
What's the bases on, Eli? Is that
it's a regular like 32. I don't know, not I guess Terminator size base, whatever those are. And then I have those little rocks from like an old basing kit, and so I put them on there to be taller. It's because his spear was too long, so I had to put him on the rocks. Yeah, that's right.
How did you glue the spear in? Is that like, was there a hand, or did you just drill a hole and stick it through?
Just by hand. It was not fun. but it worked,
yeah.
and it breaks, and then I have to figure it out again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tricky. I've had that a few times. What I tend to do now is I for future references, I get a drill. I drill all the way through the hand, and then when I got because you get like you got your channel then, and then I get both spear sides or sword sides or whatever you're doing, and then if they've got like a hilt or a handle, I kind of shave it to a point, like if you're shaving a pencil or a stake, and then you can just like put them both in, and then if you're using plastic glue, it will weld it together, so you don't just have like flat to flat. You've got like a hole, and then like it's kind of pinning in a way because you've got like a hole going all the way through, not just like a hole partial on one side and a hole partial on the other. It's all the way through. You can just like it makes it more accurate that way.
I should watch this guy's YouTube channel.
Oh well,
shout out!
I mean,
you can check out Peachy's tips on peachytips at youtube.com. Check it out.
I've not done kit bashing yet, but yeah, I'll do that. I'll cover that. But no, he's good. I like him. I think he's not as fancy as the wing guy, so I think he should be the tier down from that with the other dudes. I'm good. I'm good.
Probably gooder than the normal.
I think my headhunter's more than him, not gonna lie. But more heart went into him, I guess. Yeah. There's also a Hellblaster plasma gun on him, I think. But
all
right.
No, that's the demon one.
Our least favorite bit.
I think we have a double there. A double. I didn't think a good photo of this one. I'm annoyed.
It looks cool. I like the dress thing.
This is I can't remember what's the name. Morven Vol, I think the name.
Yeah, Morven Vol. You've given a tartan. Now you're showing off.
No, I don't lie, bro. That was the model I worked on for this stream, though. Like,
didn't you paint that in one day? Was this for your buddy?
I didn't paint it in one day. No, okay. I did it. This is for my friend. It's his model.
No, this was in an hour.
No, but his thing was he just wanted it to be like black, gold, and red. And I had a thing on Pinterest where I saw someone had a D&D model with tartan on it. I thought that looks like fun. I mean, my hand was a little bit shaky, but I did it all right though. Yeah, the base is not that excellent.
Again, it makes the model stand out. Stop judging your basing. Basing is important for a certain reason, and you can go over the top, I think, and that's the problem. Some people do too much to the base, that you're too busy looking at the base, not the model. And I'm looking at the model here. The base is an accent to it, isn't it? So yeah. What you've done is I'm now thinking about doing a small squad of Sisters Battle with tartan. I would never have thought about that, and I quite like it. Yeah, I quite like the idea of like. Because
the Sisters of Freedom.
I don't see many 40k models with like tartan on it.
No. There's a couple of guard regiments from the old 5th edition, 3rd edition Codex.
I feel like the Emperor's Spears would be a good match for some tartan, although they're picked, but it's like the closest we've got, really.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, it's interesting. I mean, I do a lot of Napoleonics. I paint a lot of tartan. I've done a lot of Scottish regiments, but I was just like, on Sisters of Battle, that's different. I like different.
I feel very good about myself now. Thank you.
Wait till you see Hal's orc army with all the tartan orcs.
The thing is, if I had orcs, I'd actually paint them red like they did back in the like old edition where they when they were first red, weren't they? And then they changed them quickly to green. Yeah. But I wanted to try it on this, particularly this model because it's forgiving because it's bigger than a normal Sister of Battle, so I couldn't. There's plenty of cloth, and I actually really hate doing cloth because I never can get the highlights right on like naturally. So this is a good way to cover up my amateur cloth painting.
Smart. It's all about camouflage. That's what I do in my painting. You just camouflage the things you're not very happy about or you struggle with. A lot of my painting is flat colors, and I just do some like freehand with checkers, chevrons. And it's not highlighted, it's not shaded, it's just like some freehand that's just like blocked in colours. And people go, that's amazing, that must have taken you ages. And you're like, not really. Might look like it, but you fell for it.
I do think I made a mistake with the red OSL in the middle. I was using inspiration from another, I didn't originally have a lot of the other colours in. The OSL came early. I think it might have probably been a blue as well, but
yeah, I mean, I will say there's a lot of colors going off on there, so it is a tad confusing, but that's sometimes the journey of painting when you've got reds, greens, blues, yellows, because the gold kind of acts as a yellow. can get quite eclectic, but I still think it stands out quite nicely. But I will wear it. It's I guess you've put him, Andy, on that tier.
Am I judging myself against myself now?
You are judging yourself against yourself here. So I think number 4 out of the first 4, it makes sense for more than Val. But you know, it's that I'm loving that idea of kilts, tartan. It's great. Smart.
Go for it.
Well, that's enough about Hal. On to Colin's next miniature.
Ooh. This is probably the one I'm most proud of overall.
He's cool.
I love this model. He's one of my first undead models I painted for Age of Sigmar, I think. Oh, and then we've got a base on a base. I'm liking this base on the base thing.
That one was just
the base.
I had it, and the instructions had it glued onto the square. I was like, well, I guess I'll just put it on the square and then throw it on the circle as well. So I'm like, well, if I ever decide to start playing vampire counts as well in the old world, like I could just take them off that. There we go.
Nice. If I said the term wet dead and dry dead, do you know what I mean?
I do not quite know, I'm afraid.
It used to be an internal sort of like language in the studio. Like Tomb Kings were referred to as dry dead because a lot of the painting when you do them looks like dry, sun-baked. Whereas like vampire counts, you want to make them as wet dead, so it looks a bit goopy, it's a bit rusty,
fleshy,
it's a bit verdigris, fleshy, and generally look a bit like, you know, wet. And this guy's definitely using wet dead right now, just because of like all the dark sort of like verdigris tones on the cloak, but his armor is all very grimy looking and stuff like that. So yeah, I see him and I see wet dead, which is what I like about my White Lords. They need to be wet. My skeletons need to be.
Got to have a moist zombie.
You got to have a moist zombie.
Yeah.
That's just the way.
Gotta look gross.
Got to have zombie juices, otherwise it's not right.
But I think this was one of the first models where I got like a proper like grip on dry brushing. Like wanted to try it, so I don't remember if I sent a picture of the back. Like the back of his cloak probably shows it the best, where I tried to fade like the greens and the blues together to make him look all ethereal and spooky.
Yeah, it definitely works.
Yeah,
no, I like it.
Rusted chainmail, a little bit of gold for some shiny bits, made the rock nice and green and spooky, and yeah, quite happy with that guy.
Where should you put this lad then?
I feel good. It's good, but it definitely doesn't go to Boingob with your Wraithguard. Is that the right one? Yeah. There's elements to your Wraith Knight Wraithguard that makes it. I'd say that's definitely Boingob. So yeah. Where between that? Oh, I think near the top. Near the top of good. Near the top.
We can't because of
that's fine.
This picture. We can't put it any higher than there.
There are standards.
Because, Yeah, there is a prestige element to that particular model, which we're not allowed to tread on. So the next one is Eli again, I believe. Is this another Alpha Legion?
This is Armillus Dynat.
Oh, Armillus Dynat.
Yes.
Let me just see if I can find
he's special to me because it's one of the first models that I actually like put some effort into. And he's not my best painted model, but he's one of the first ones that I started painting decently. For the most part. I didn't paint the eyes, but I did the wash in the eyes with the skin to make it, I don't know, he looks solid. So because I was too scared to paint the eyes, but I liked how it worked out.
I mean, that's why shades exist, so they can do all the hard work for you.
Yeah,
that's what I do. I don't always paint the eyes on mine. I just drop in a little bit of wash like you've done there. I like the little red on his like little comms thing on his arm. It's like a little red bit of glass or something like that. I'm trying to work out what it is. If it's like a screen or a comm link.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Do you play Alpha Legion, Eli?
Yeah, I just haven't touched my Chaos for a while because I did play them at the beginning of 10th, but I found them like horribly boring, so I just haven't really played them. I played 2 or 3 games, and just every time it felt super boring and the same. So,
do you get time to play still, Chris? Then do you play regularly or?
I mean, I normally paint like skirmish stuff now. I used to do big vast armies and whatever, and I'd probably like with that vast army I'd play 1 or 2 games a year of it, and it would seem like a lot of effort for very little reward, whereas now I tend to do a lot of smaller things and play lots of skirmish games. So I do play quite a lot, not as often as some folks, but I reckon in a month I'll probably get 2-3 games.
That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, like
Yeah, it is pretty good.
Yeah. So
is that Warcry or Kill Team?
That's Warcry, Shatterpoint, Star Wars Shatterpoint, a bit of Legion, sometimes like a Napoleonic game. I did a 40k game on Liam Dempsey's channel the other night. I had no idea how to play 10th. I don't think we even played 10th. We just made up our own rules. It was great.
Nice.
If I can, I'll try and I often teach people how to play Warcry as well. Everyone wants to play Warcry in my local sort of area. Like, can you teach us how to play it? I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll bring my case.
I'm just imagining like street urchins, just like Mr. Peachy. Play Warcry.
Yeah.
All right then.
I kind of feel like I'm on my own promoting Warcry when workshops should be doing it, not me. I don't even work there anymore, and I'm still promoting that game. It's bonkers. I think he's going up to good as well. And seeing as it's your favourite, I think he should go in front of the undead guy. I think he should go in front of the undead guy. Take that because it's got like sort of emotional reasons for it being good, which is always a good thing.
I'm gonna start welling up.
Sorry, Colin. Sorry.
All right, time to spoil everyone's fun again. We're back to hell.
What did I do wrong?
This model is very cool, to be fair. He did put a lot of work into it.
You're obliterating us. That's what you
Hal has talked to us about this Armin probably 5 or 6 times over the last few months.
I think before we even did like this channel, I mentioned I was making this. This is my first like kit bash.
Oh wow. This
You're going to say your first model.
Hang on. Is that, so you've used Mephiston, right? You've used Mephiston.
Mephiston's body, the staff from Infernal Master, Thousand Suns, because Ironman's normal staff didn't really fit. Yeah. And then the Ironman head on top of it, because the reason is supposedly right. Thanks, Andy. Ironman and Mephiston like the most powerful sorcerers in 40k, so it would be like if they won, would Ironman like possess his body or whatever. Sort of like a one sort of thing. Because Mephiston has like Primaris frame. I honestly, his cape was red originally, but I couldn't really paint like texture or anything on that, so I just end up spraying white and then adding some tones to it though.
I can see some red on it. Is that like color transfer coming through, or is that intentional? Is that like you put?
Oh no, yeah, like it's that's just a bit of a contrast. Like his like hand is glowing green, like he's about to unleash magic, and then the reds is more like to add interest to the cloth, otherwise it kind of blends away, and then it gets forgotten about though. I did wet blend. I actually learnt that like a while ago. Wet blend them because the horns were originally just like brown, just like a normal like ivory. Okay. And then I want to make them interesting, but they probably need a bit more of a touch up though. But yeah, I was really happy with the kit bash on this because I wanted to make something special for my Thousand Suns, and he's all right. I think the star's pretty weak though. I don't know. I'm not going to touch him again. Like at this point the model's done, so I shouldn't add any more.
Yeah. Sometimes that's safe because then you can ruin it. I think it goes between your Iron Hand dude and your what's the cavalry guy? The other one. Magnus.
Lord Invocatus.
Yeah, because there's something about your Iron Hands that looks really good, and as much as I like Araman and all the converting and this and the other, there's elements that I think make the other guy stand out more. I like him more. Obviously, you're competing. Yeah, he's just too horny. Just too horny. No, it's good. It's just there's I think the composition and the colours you use on the Iron Hands guy just pips it ever so slightly.
Oh, I'm really proud of that one, but
sorry.
It's like he's one of the.
You could ignore me.
No. I'm quite proud of it, but it's also like it's one of the ones I thought I should be the best. Like it should have been my best model, but it's not. Yeah. Like, I don't think I can make it better with my.
I'm like that with my videos. What I really like and I produce, no one watches, and then the one I hated, everyone watches. And loves. I'm just like, why? What is wrong with you lot?
Welcome to YouTube.
Yeah.
Just wear more revealing clothes on the thumbnail.
What was the one? but then again, bear in mind, Colin once did a 10-hour video of just Carl Friends going summon the Elector Count on a loop.
No, it was only 1 hour, but I
1
did.
hour. Okay.
My personal favorite is my Sly Marble explain video, and it's the Sly Marble screaming for the whole 60 seconds. I guess some of you guys might not get that. It's a TTS meme from way back in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. So next up, we've got another custard boy, Eldar.
Oh, custard! I see what you did there.
Yeah,
We're not getting into this again.
Yeah, we did a lore stream, and I was just like, they remind me of custard.
Neon yellow is not custard.
It depends how much you use from the powder. It's fine.
It's true. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Eldar are very Power Rangery. Like,
Yeah, that's why I love them.
And it's great.
Yeah.
I always think they're like they're not like ancient warrior. It's more like literally like a Power Ranger.
This guy doesn't get it.
It's a packet of Skittles coming to beat you to death. It's awesome.
They're super alien.
I wish I remember how I made the base. I know I started with Wraithbone. I don't remember what I did after that because I don't know why. I think I like the base out of anything. I like the stonework I did, and I don't remember the combination of paints or what order I did it in, which is a shame because I don't know why I'm such a fan of that. But yeah, it's just
should have wrote it down, man. Should have wrote it down.
Should have. Nice little farseer. It's getting into the swing of the Eldar. I wanted to. This is like some Guardians of the first thing I painted. I say painted, I never finished them because I tried to do something with the weapons they had, and it just didn't turn out too great. So they've been eternally in a box since then. They come out for games a quarter painted. But that was the first one I think I fully finished. I was like, all right, I'm confident now. I'm not just gonna try something different and it's gonna come out looking like ass.
Are you going to do gems on his helmet and his shoulder pads, or are they going to stay blue?
I think they're going to stay blue. Going forward, like I'm going to do that on the new models, but since he was an earlier one I painted, I like to leave ones I've done as is. Just I feel like it's a neat way to be like, oh, this is what I was painting like when I first started. I feel like, it just helps me try new things as a painter. Nice comparisons.
Yeah, especially you can refer back to like, what it was like when you first did it. It's like, I suppose, like producing a video, you look back at your first ones because you can't change them because you delete them, right? You're like, oh yeah, I remember making all those mistakes, I didn't do this.
We've all thought about collective punishment is you have to watch your first video on stream.
Yeah,
and you hear like oh my god, I think I would actually melt.
Yeah, I did used to do that when I used to train like the new presenters when they turn up, was just put like my old how to paint Tyranid warriors on. Horrible, cringe. Most of my early videos were so cringe. Hated them.
I mean, even stuff like a year ago, I tend to recycle my videos into like shorts so that it gives like people a teaser, and I'll just it'll be like, and then the thing did this, and then it's like, where's the gravitas, Andy? This is rubbish.
So I think he's going to go in good. And I'll let Andy decide where, because I can't decide. Because somewhere in the middle. Yeah, that's fine.
So like that.
There you go. That'll do.
Right, Horseman.
This is Amdur, Lord of Blades, Herald of Victory, my favorite Lord of the Rings model to use in the game.
He's already going in Boing Gob.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not even going to look at him. I'm not even going to look at him. He's going in Boing Gob.
Right.
He's taken me to victory many a times.
What's a man got to do around here to get a Boing Gob?
You have your own tier. Don't be greedy.
It's on the bottom.
It's at the bottom because we're all bitter.
Apparently.
It's great. Why is he your favorite then? What is it about him that makes you your favorite?
I mean, at this point, it's probably sentimental value. I've played him a lot in like our doubles events, and he has a lot of like history against my other friends' armies and stuff. And I have these Easterling dice, and every time, because he gives a banner effect, so I get a reroll in the fights that he's in. And so every time I reroll it, I say Herald of Victory, and it always gets the 6. And he's just a very fun model to use. He gets free strikes against enemies when they strike against him, and he's always been reliable for me.
Did you shout that out?
I've got a question for you. Do you prefer the horseback version or the foot version? There is only one correct answer. There's only one correct answer.
Oh man, it's the foot version makes him kind of look like a Sith Lord or something with a sword, which I do really like. But his horseback version is how he's always going in my armies. So I haven't even painted the dismounted version because I'm so confident in him that he won't get dismounted.
Wow.
Sorry.
You've not painted the best version, so that's going
I am
fine
sorry.
now.
I'm sorry.
That's good.
I'm joking.
So
I'm
sad.
joking.
So
I'm
sad.
joking.
His foot version is so cool.
Yeah,
I just
It's
always
just got
bring
such
him on horseback with his Dragon Knight guards. Yeah.
I like your confidence though, so that's good. Yeah, he's
I'll
never
take
gonna lose his horse. He's never gonna
Also, why is it we never get any White Scars models on bikes? I want Corsaro Khan on Moondragon.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I want Moondragon Corsaro. Why is he on foot? It doesn't make sense.
There was an option to take it back in the day. You just had to make your own.
Yeah.
And I assume they just took it out now. But
never get that. Never understood it. So weird.
Anyway.
A lot of things have been streamlined, haven't they? So
yeah.
Oh, not this guy again. Okay, hold on.
leave me alone.
Who invited this guy?
I tried.
Yeah, and it's infuriating because you're doing really well. Oh. Right, we've got this chap. What's his name?
Agatone.
Adrax Agatone
Of the
from
Salamanders.
Salamanders.
Yes. I don't know. I mean, that he just is what it is, really. This one is pretty close to box art, I think. So I don't really have anything crazy to say. I did like what I did on his like stomach part here. Like, there's a slight wet blend.
I gave him a good belly.
Yeah. Like this one is like again, I just wanted the environment to interact like heavy on the lower half, and then again, this one was just like I just wanted to make it as like close to normal, like just like I had a good painted miniature, and that's basically it.
Yeah, there's a couple of things, whether you've done it subconsciously or on purpose, I don't know, but like you've got like a top and bottom sort of like what's the word? Well, they sit well against each other.
Contrast.
Thank you. Yeah,
there you go.
Because you got the fire above, and then you got the flamey base at the bottom. So that like works really well together. And then you got like your blue on one side and your blue on the other with the tip of the flamer. I say flamer, it's probably not flamer, it's probably some like
no, that's hand flamer.
Hand flamer. Oh, cool. And then you got a little bit of like light in where it's the blue glow from the hammer is just like hitting his leg and the floor. That's really nice. I like the stippled effect you done on the armor as well. That's pretty good. But yeah, balance. That was the word I was looking for. You got like this balance from like the top to the bottom and the side to side. That's quite a good paint job. And you said, it's just just copying the box art. I think that's great.
Only took me 10 minutes.
No, this one I actually put a lot of effort into, but it wasn't like most of my stuff is out of like I don't really have a comfort zone. It's more just that's just a bit weird. Like that's the most normal looking miniature I have.
Well,
really.
Whether you say that is just the most normal looking one, I think that beats the Iron Hands. So, in my opinion.
Right, this is Colin's last miniature. So we're going out with a bang for Collins.
The dwarf, the myth, the legend himself.
That there dwarf. There we go.
There he is. There he is. I still need to build my version of this. Look at that. You've even done all the base as well. Some people chicken out and do a smaller version.
Nope. I saw the largest one in the Gotcha and Felix books, are my favorite Warhammer books. So I'm like, everything's getting paid. I'm going all off.
Oh, you got back. There's a back view. Didn't see that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So I'm looking at both now on my browser. Oh, those poor Skaven. They've had a bad day.
There's 20 more.
Most
truly
there.
Bad
Going
day.
through it.
Does your love of Skaven, which one is higher, your love of Skaven or love of Gotrek?
Not Gotrek. It's not even close.
His beard looks great as well. I like all the highlights on his beard and his hair. Have you thought about ever like attempting tattoos on him?
That's like one of the few things I think I might go back to. I want to get a bit more practice of freehand first. Some of the gonna probably throw together some more Wraith Guards soon. I want to get a bit more practice, like with the little symbol I have with that first before I start with the any tattoos.
So a good way to do face paints and tattoos is just to use contrast paints, because you've already done like the base coats, the shades, and the highlights on your skin. If you just get a contrast paint, and then once you got familiar with like the design you want to do, whether you like paint it on like a tile or a base or something like that, it kind of like settles in the recesses a bit darker, and when it's on the highlights, it gets a bit lighter. So naturally, the contrast paint will do all the shading and the highlights for you because you've already got that underneath from the skin. So I only use contrast when I do war paint and tattoos now, because does all the hard work for me. So yeah, again, something like ultramarine blue or whatever, you could just like pick out like whatever design you're going for.
Definitely have to give that a shot.
Yeah, but don't do it on him straight away. Do a test first.
Yeah.
Find a sacrifice.
The sacrifice.
The one time I've used contrast paint was with that assault kit marine, this like second kit I got, and I did not understand that contrast is not a shade. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a nice little red touch to the recesses, and then that man was all red. And by that point, like those models, I don't know why, but every time I went to paint them, I just got upset and didn't want to paint anymore. So I just gave up. I was like, he's pure red. His jump pack is pure gold. I don't care anymore.
It's not just that it's like they're not like shades. There are some that are a little bit thinner that are a bit like shade, and there's some that are contrast, and there's some that are just like super strong and just go over everything. It's so bizarre.
I don't remember.
So different tones.
I don't remember. It was like something red on the Citadel contrast. I threw it on and was like, well, I'm done now. I don't want to think about it. I'm just going to paint him all red, and he will forever go in the shame. But
I think he's going to have to be Boingob. He'll go just in front of Amdur, between
Hail
the wing
to victory.
Yeah.
Right, now back to Eli. Oh, we've got quite a few of Eli to go.
Yeah, sorry, I'm putting too many. This is a Watcher of Karna and Harajim Warrior.
More Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's my favorite game ever. So I have the Golden King of Harad here. I have to build him and paint him still, but he does suck big time. But I want to make an army of him, and that's why these guys are blue and purple, because the Golden King has blue robes on, and the idea is that they're super rich. So I used gold for the like Watcher's belt thing and stuff, and his hilt, and I dry brushed. I don't know if you can tell, but I dry brushed his sword with gold, so there's like little gold specks on it and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think he has an earring too, but yeah, the base that the Watcher's on is not great, but the other guy's base I was pretty happy with. Yeah, I like these guys.
I like all the texture on it as well. Like with the looking at the Archer is a great example. Like how you picked out the purples, the blues, and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure we did a color scheme like that for one of the books, like the Battle Host books, which is like blues and purples. You get like the big fat guys with the
Merchant Guard.
That's it. Yeah, the Merchant Guard. We did a bunch like that in that color scheme as well. No, these look great. Where to stick them? I think they're going to go in top tier again. I think
sheesh. Yeah. Lord of the Rings is winning me some.
Yeah, I actually, because I like the way you got the texture on it, I think it beats your wing guy. I think it beats.
I'll take it. I think so too.
Yeah.
I need to get some Lord of the Rings models. 100%.
They're so cool. People harp on them because they're old, but you gotta just like.
In fact, just to stave off Hal for another round, let's do another one of these.
I'll tell you, is it Andy Warhol who did the Elrond one with the horse hair?
Oh yes, yeah.
I saw that and I thought, my God, that's like
Kazagard.
Yeah, nothing overly special about him, but he's my only nicely painted dwarf right now. So, and I suppose just threw him in there.
Big fan of the Kazagard, although a lot of my axes bent off eventually, which is a shame.
Yeah.
No, I know. Tough world, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't have any lore for this guy. He's just a nice looking dwarf that I enjoy.
Yeah, I like it. I like the
nice
gold.
dwarf.
You've got some green, got a bit of colour on there. He looks great. I'm gonna go good. Don't know where. I'll let Andy decide.
We did have a donation by Angry Homunculus.
Thank you.
It said,
thank you.
What would be on the second monitor of the Skaven that is going through it?
Just a big chunk of Cathedral City cheese,
or like a motivational bottom text photo of like Thankwall saying something. I would like to.
Yeah, but the cheese thing, the UK's got to throw hands because the cheddar didn't even make it into the top 100 cheeses.
Wow.
Apparently.
What? I do like a Gouda.
Bro. I don't want to. Bro, the UK's got to throw hands with somebody because that honestly is offensive.
Who do you expect me to fight over a cheese list?
I mean, Parmesan did make it number one.
Yeah, Parmesan.
Number one?
I don't know about number one, but it does make pasta.
Mozzarella is good.
Like
mozzarella.
Like, what are you even talking about? What is this cheese?
Where does it come from?
And it said cheese.
No, what? Okay.
Yeah, but what's this tangent? Where did it come from? What have you been doing?
Cathedral is the brand that does cheddar cheese in the UK. That's I'm not seeing like really out of pocket. Sorry.
Fantastic.
I think that qualifies for the Hal bingo. I'm saying the
That
weirdest
definitely
thing
is.
ever.
Yeah, in the last 5 minutes. All right, last of Hal's minis. It's this chap.
Oh, my kill team
Ooh.
guy.
Ooh.
Yeah, this was my attempt at doing like grimdark style. I've got a kill team of basically like they're kind of blood angels, but they've got a bit of a, you know, like sort of I couldn't decide what twist it was going to be, so there's a bit of like a White Scars ish twist on them, so the helmets are 3D printed part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Actually,
a Puppet Swore one?
yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And yeah, this is. I mean, it's the blade was the first time I tried to attempt any like proper. I don't know what it's called, but the one where you like highlight up to a certain.
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
It's not the best one.
It's definitely got a name, and I just call it like a shimmer effect. I don't know if that's actually the official name.
But yeah, like it's I grimied this one up, and yeah, it's sort of fitting into a spot, and then I painted Night Lords like as like my first like getting back into the hobby. I painted Night Lords up, and I really liked that color palette of like Cantor blue all the way up to the what Duncan Rhodes video recommended as like the highlights. So I just thought actually I like that, but I think I'd like it on a loyalist. And yeah, that's it's not much to this one, unfortunately. I haven't been able to play them like properly yet, but there's a whole squad
cool.
of that.
I like the different head style. I mean, I don't know, but it's like Blue Blood Angels. If that is the case, feels very
basically
posh. Blue Bloods, maybe. Very posh. I'm just looking at the paint job. I don't care about the lore right now. I'm just like looking at all that rust and stuff.
I tried to make the
texture.
shoulder pads really grimy and
yeah. I love the dead Death Guard guy on the base. That's just like he's been there so long, covered in dust as well, and grime.
There's actually like little mushrooms
Where
in
he
front of him.
belongs.
The angle doesn't do it justice.
Oh,
but there's, like,
is that what I see?
yeah, they're like the little like mushroom parts like
Yeah.
around the base, and then
Amazing.
there's like rust and all that stuff. So it's basically like a weird swamp, like a dead swamp, like actually dead, and it's not a swamp anymore. Yeah, that's an older one though.
An older one. That's good.
We got
got
three donations. Thank you guys. First one, an insane mad scientist fellow in our chat, Donkey Man USA. I kit bash rats and Mechanicus for rat supremacy. That is crazy. Crusher the Croxagore, $2. Thank you. Excited for new Skaven mini, or I mean Bach. It's been a while since I heard of Bach. And Zine Oni for the £2 or euros. I don't remember. Home now. How many Sharp references have I missed?
What is Sharp?
Zero.
I've not mentioned Sharp once. You're not missing
Sean Bean.
Sean Bean.
Yeah,
DJ Beast also got a bingo, so good for him.
Good for you.
He says, Hal, thank you for being so odd. Sorry, anyways.
I never watched Sharp until I actually saw YouTube clips of it, and then I went to go watch it.
I have purposely linked a Sharp video at the end of every single one of my videos. That's real estate for me to promote myself, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to promote Sharp at the end of each of my videos as well. It's great. What, 91 first aired on ITV. That takes.
These three weren't even born by a man.
And I went lad, and I had hair, and I was in secondary school. Oh my God.
I was 1 year old. Oh.
It's still great. It still holds up though. It's still really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, people go, oh, it's not got a great budget because there's like 50 men in battle, and you're like, yeah, because it was like I think it was Ukrainian extras. They can only afford so much, and I like it. I like the scale. I think it's fine. Yeah, it's a lot better than some shows. Yeah, even now. Where to put him though? I think we're sticking behind Morgan Vow. I like him. But it doesn't beat the Kilt, the Tartan.
He's not bad. He's just not as good as the rest.
Just to let you know, Hal. By the way, you are Boingard Plus.
Man!
I know that.
Don't say these things. He doesn't need that. He doesn't need
that ego boost, considering what he does to us at the quiz, where he wins every quiz we do.
Yeah, Hal's
that's not true.
There we go.
Gosh.
Because that's the second Morven Val I put there by accident. So that's all you get. But the last one for Eli, it's a chunky man and a
these are talisman models. Very special to my heart. Talisman is my favorite game in the whole world. I sent a picture in the Discord, Andy, if you have that, because my wife and I actually used our talisman models as centerpieces for our tables at our wedding.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we had those, and hopefully Andy will send you the picture because I am also very proud of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used those guys, and then I didn't showcase my other ones, but I've painted a few. I love talisman. It's the Minotaur and the Barbarian.
As I say, he's got strong sort of like Hero Quest Barbarian vibes, this guy, and Warhammer Quest Barbarian vibes. I don't remember the talisman figures because I remember having the game that was all card because you used to have like a base and a card character that you'd slot into. So it must have been the edition after that. But these will look great in Warcry too. I like these.
They're fun models.
These are fun. There's a lot of blood on that guy's mace. He's had a good day, and someone's had a bad day. That is great. I don't recognize these models at all.
They are supplement or like whatever expansion characters. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, they tie nicely. Nice skin. Nice sort of monochromatic tones where you like your blacks and your greys and your silvers and stuff. I like it.
I think I did go a little bit heavy on the whites, dry brushing on the Barbarian, but it was quick work, so it's okay.
Who cares? Do you care? Do you care? Do you have fun? That's all that matters.
I had fun. That's right.
You had fun. I think they should go. I still like your Watchers Arcana. I think they should go somewhere between your Watchers Arcana and your. Oh, I don't know if they still beat the Demon Prince. I think maybe Amda, somewhere between Amda and Gotrex. They're cool. They're cool, but
all right. Just to Hal, I know we've been quite mean to you. Should we put one in Boy and Gob? Where should we put Magnus?
I mean, they're all going to. I mean, Magnus is going to be at the front, isn't he? He's going to be at the front.
Yeah. More than Mr. Custard.
I have an advocate. Finally.
I mean, you know what? I'm going to step away from this. I'm going to let you guys decide what should be Boy and Gob and what.
I don't know. I mean, like objectively, the rest of you guys have to decide. Like,
I just put Magnus up there.
I've only got one miniature there, so
it's definitely Magnus.
Oh, I'm very proud of that as well.
It was great.
And that's the list.
They take so long. The huge models to do just because there's always a little, like, even though you can cover a lot of like the blank space, you know, like with like larger areas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just found that there's always like there should always be more detail, and I never want to put the miniature down. Just I always think like I've seen particularly someone else's Magnus I saw where it was like a really vibrant like teal, and then the skin was like just like a mid purple sort of thing. So nice. Intensely jealous of other people's painting skills.
So to check out if you ever on Instagram. I don't think he has a Twitter. There's a guy called El Miniaturista, and he does like OSL, like object source lighting stuff really well. And all the stuff he basically used lots of whites in these high pigment colors, and they look like they're glowing. And he did a thing with Magnus the Red, and it kind of glows in the dark as well as just being like really vibrant sort of colors. So if you're ever on Instagram and type in, I think it is El Miniaturista. It's I pronounced it wrong because he's Spanish, so I'm murdering his mother tongue. But his painting is insane. I'll link him with Andy in a minute on the Discord, and then you can share it with you guys. But his stuff is insane.
And I will apologise that I don't have any minis, but just as a teaser, I've got some stuff that I have to paint soon.
Are we allowed to know what's in it? Are we allowed to know what's
not
in it?
Yet, not yet. We'll wait till the big special day. Although these guys know, I've told you guys about it, so you guys know.
Big reveal.
I will say though, we have got a quick 12 all the Primarch miniatures. So do you have enough time for another quick tier?
Well, there's no message from Mrs. Peach yet, so I have 15.
And to be fair, we're not gonna be spending as much time, but we've got a simple one here, and I'm a bit annoyed because this was a pre-made one and Jagatai was missing, so I had to find him and put him in. Now that's annoying.
He was the last one though.
He was the last one, but still, it's like, how could you forget my boy? So yeah, they're all in order. So Lion L. Johnson, number 1. Ooh.
It's not my favorite one.
It's scaled really correctly though, as in like it looks. Some of the other ones I feel like they look a bit odd, like just a little bit. You know, like it sets off your what's that thing in like, you know, when something doesn't look quite human and it sets off like your
like uncanny
valley sort of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas this one is like pretty damn solid, and it's again like it's pretty much like the Lion himself, the bogs, like the base standard. Like whatever's
like how he's
better
going,
than that or worse.
He's going to like execute that Night Lord's guy. That's pretty cool.
Deserved it.
Night
Yeah.
Lord's hell.
As it
I've
should be.
looked some pictures. I've not looked at the
what I'm
Primarchs for
doing.
such a long time. So
Man,
all I can see is tiny little pictures. So I am
Got it.
gonna
do-
try.
I do like these models
You see
far
that a bit
more
better?
than their
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Can you see it?
far more than their 40k variants. I think these
Don't
are
mind the
way
WWF
cooler.
advert that's there.
Yeah, it's a little bit better. I kept trying to click off that like it was me. I was like, why is it not working?
There's no click off.
Yeah, he's cool. I remember seeing the line recently, not like obviously the 40k version, but that one. So I quite like him. I mean, I always
Do
like.
you have a
Horus.
favorite Primarch that's kind of like we'd all do, but everyone's gonna have a bias here though.
I mean, Horus is cool. I've always liked Horus, but then I don't know if that's just because I like him in the books. And that sounds really bad, doesn't it?
No, he's
I like-
really good in the books.
That's respectable. I like
I think
Horus
like
too.
two models
Yeah.
as well, because there's the one down here.
Yeah, he's Horus Ascended.
Yeah, there's the Horus Ascended one. And I saw that when it came out last year. I was like, whoa.
Yes, that's the
I-
one I like the most. I think.
I
Horus
think-
Ascended.
I think Lions B tier personally for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fine there.
I think the thing with the Lion is just like he if you didn't know he was a Primarch, you'd be like, oh, it's a knight. There's no like,
Yeah.
maybe it's just because it's the helmeted version. I'm like, oh, you don't need like some of the others have a bit more like, oh, look at
my
that.
beloved.
Look at
My
this.
beloved.
Oh, there we go.
My beloved.
Let's get Fulgrim out.
Okay, I've got opinion.
I love you, Fulgrim. He's so cool. I love him.
You
And
love
he has the
Fulgrim.
cool base. He has the cool base with Ferris. Fulgrim's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
book. There you go, bingo cards. I like his pose. I like his face. He's like one of the OG ones, I think. And
Was to give him a kiss on the cheek.
I remember
I
looking
think
at
Demon
if you look at this
Demon Fulgrim
model's,
could be on this list. So
Well, these are the Forge World ones, but yeah.
There is a Forge World Demon.
Demon Fulgrim is
there is,
forgeable.
Yeah, but yeah.
I think the model's face on this, so if I remember correctly, he looks like obviously Fulgrim's actually like very pretty, and his face definitely looks a little bit like like screaming.
Yeah,
back, going,
but he's
"Ah!"
fighting Ferris. He's in anguish. He's in mental anguish
You can
fighting his
huff all the
best
copium
friend.
you want. I
And it's
also
the
the
demon
hair.
sword. That's not his
Also
face,
the
that's the
demon's-
Lair's face.
The demon sword, yeah.
The hair's a
Yeah.
little off for me on this one as well. Like I didn't like. To be fair, I like that it's in motion because a lot of them are just standing still aggressively. Like that's just a big thing with Warhammer. It's like look at him stand there all menacing. But,
I think he has a pretty classic look to him. He kind of reminds me of the Lord of the Rings models, actually. Now that I'm looking at him,
Yeah, it's scaled
Just
quite nicely.
fancier.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures now on Google, so I'm getting a better idea of what I'm looking at. And I do remember them. It's just like I've not seen him for so long. I'm like, oh, that's what they look like. I like the flow though. He's got a nice flow. He's feeling very agile, athletic. So I quite like that one. I'm a big fan of that Fulgrim. Actually.
what about the face though? Does the face?
Oh, the
get-
face looks like he's had a stroke, but
he's possessed. He's possessed by a demon. Oh man.
So are the modelers.
Look out for the signs of possession. It's F-A-S-T.
act fast now.
Yes.
Oh,
Get your chaplain right
my
now.
beautiful boy Fulgrim.
Where do you guys think then?
I
think
at
it's-
least A
It's top
tier,
of B.
bro. At
Honestly,
least
because
A
I know there
tier.
are better ones coming. Top
Oh,
of
but
B.
at least
Oh,
A
yeah,
tier.
yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Let's
this
put
is
him in A
Fulgrim all
for-
over again.
Let's put him in A for Eli's
you.
sake.
Thank you.
And
As
we can
penance
always
for how
demote
you
him
ranked the
later.
book.
It's Turtle Man. It's Peter Turbo.
Peter Turbo.
I love you, Perturabo. Don't
Peter
let anybody
Turbo.
make fun of you.
This is actually quite a good model and base, if I remember.
Didn't
correctly.
this one win Golden Demon this year? Or a version of
Someone made a conversion into Demon
Yeah.
Primarch.
it? Yeah.
And Gron,
I've-
and they did a great job.
I feel like usually when I see this model in real life, though, because it's not professionally painted, it kind of just looks like junk. Not like
Because
well,
like
like
it doesn't quite grab.
it's hard
you
to
like
tell.
the-
Yeah, it's hard to see anything on it if it's not painted really well. It's just kind of all like metal slab and
Yeah.
junk, like I said. But I think the model itself is cool. It's got the hammer.
It's got a good pose, but yeah, there's a lot going off from like a metallic point of view. So yeah, if you're picking it out right, I can see what you're saying with that.
Do you know why they always put them like they're never quite in the middle? Like they're always like he's about to tip over. They're never.
I suppose
quite
it's
in
because it's
middle
like
of
the
base.
segmentable bases, right? So like if you take him off, he's centered, but then you want the big kind of base.
They've got no version to like putting them like right in the middle. Like the 40k ones do that, like with Gilliman and the Lion, but the Forger ones are very much like, yo, put them right on the edge of that
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I don't know. Was everyone feeling that one?
I think he's more of a B for me than an A.
Yeah, me too.
I feel nothing.
Because you don't like Perturabo, do you, Colin?
Not really.
No.
It's a prick.
He's good in his books, though. He's very.
Oh, it's the best Primark.
Yeah.
Hold on a
Hell,
second.
are you going to talk to me about Horus Heresy books, Hal?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I haven't read them.
Now, this was the last one to come out.
Yes, and he's so beautiful.
Oh,
I love his ornate look. He's got the lovely cape. He's got the Touloir. He's just my best. He's my dad.
He kind of has the issue though of the like new age posing stuff that they got going on. He's just like standing there, sort of. There's not very much uniqueness about that. I don't know.
I just realized he doesn't.
So you talk about my dad like that, I'll have you.
I'm sorry, Andy. He's a very cool. The model is beautiful. I just think his pose is very like uninspiring for a guy who's so like wacky and.
Isn't it the yin yang though? Like it's meant to create like an S in the middle
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, I guess.
Honestly, I quite sorry to go against you there, Eli. I quite like like simple sort of stoic poses. Sometimes when it's like a weird. I mean, like with Fulgrim, it's quite a nice agile pose, but sometimes it becomes a gimmick when it's on everything. I've always been a fan of static poses, not like super static, like really still, but like drawing a sword out or
like
holding a hammer.
But is it also the case of like if you have like, for example, I know there's that piece of artwork where Jagatai is like that, but then if you do that pose, you're hiding all of his body, and so you can't see the detail. So they have to have quite open poses.
It's kind of what I would have expected him to be posed as. I think the model's A tier personally, just for the armor, like the samurai armor and stuff alone. It's very cool.
Well, I have control of the mouse, so he's.
I'm happy to
argue that one.
It is a very well done one. Now, the next one is Lehman Russ.
Lehman Russ.
This
Lemon
actually
Man
might
himself.
be the posing problem thing, where like a lot of things are covered up.
It would look cool if he's like in his 1v1, like against Magnus thing, but by itself it does look kind of goofy.
I love to see him just being like, oh, just howling or something. You're like, yeah, that's a fun pose for him.
His head was facing the other way, actually.
Yeah.
It would be a little bit better.
It's just kind of confusing on what it kind of looks like he's falling over almost.
Well, you know what it is? It's like if that was a photograph, it's like he's in the back and it's like, Lehman, huh? It's like that, just kind of glance over like, what's up?
His shoulder pad is really nice.
Yeah.
Isn't he meant to be ginger? I can never know in the lore. Like he's either
they always give him different.
They keep changing his hair color. Like he's meant to be a redhead, I think.
I just hate Space Wolves, so you can.
Good man. Good man.
So sad. So.
To be honest, these days everyone hates Space Wolves, and I'm set.
I like the Space Wolves.
I'm neutral on Space Wolves, and I'm like, I feel like I'm their biggest fan more often than not. I don't know.
I don't know if it's me because
Lehman.
You guys will obviously know better than me because you're lore masters. I have not read as many books, but certainly. From the early books, they're the executioners, right? They go out and murder bad people that have done wrongdoing, and then suddenly later on in 40k, they're all like do-gooders and like, oh, we love the people. Like, sod off, you're murdering. You butcher people. Just do what you're supposed to do.
We'll help you if you have ale. If not, go away.
They're very much the Marmite of the lore side of it. Like if you're a Space Wolf fan, you love the Space Wolves.
Being a Space Wolf fan in 2024 is true loyalty. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You're
There's
a true
nothing
good
but
boy.
Yeah. But we do have a donation from Shark Bone Me again. Thank you. Questions for the stream. Would you rather do unholy things to Teclis or have unholy things done to you by Morathi?
You can't make me pick.
Second.
Splash some water in yourselves.
Assuming you survive, then yeah, the second one.
But even if not, what a heck of a way to go.
Exactly. I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, true.
They're making me pick.
I did just look at. I'm looking at Lehman's model on the website, and when you look at him from a side view, he does look really cool. It's just from the front, he looks super dumb.
I think that's the thing. Sometimes the models, when they are they're positioned, because they have like a golden angle, but a lot of these forge-ruled ones, there is no real golden angle because there's just so much going off. I think Jagatar Khan has a gold angle, which is the one we saw, but
That's why it's an S.
Yes, that's why it's an S.
I'm happy to leave it there, to be honest with Lehman. Like I don't feel any stronger.
Got on my B. Rogaldorn.
Nice stoic pose. Cool. Gold armor, some dead Night Lords. I'm all about the S on that guy, but that's just me. That's just me.
His sword's pretty dang cool.
I can't remember its name. Oh, what's it called?
It the chainsword. It's not something's teeth, is it?
It's something's teeth. Yeah.
Storm's
teeth.
Ruin's
teeth. Storm's teeth. That's the one. Storm's teeth.
His cape's really nice. He's nice. He's
I
not
never see
very
someone
like.
paint him badly. To be fair, I usually
To be
see people paint
fair,
him quite well.
he's quite like an he's a strange one because it's basically just like, oh, am I going to paint him gold? So yeah, can't go wrong. Just gold.
His pose is very Dorn. He's just standing there.
He's got
It's
a nice
very basic
chunky
and
base,
it's
which
kinda
I like,
nice.
and it's nice that it kind of goes up to the center, like what we were saying about. He's not quite off to one side. He's more or less in the middle.
It's the cloak flow for me as well. That cloak, the way it's built, it just looks really nice.
Yeah.
I'd put him in A tier personally.
Yeah, I think the base should have been a little bit smaller because it does make
It is a
him look
gigantic
smaller.
base.
Yeah.
It makes him look smaller compared to the rest of them.
I don't know.
Andy,
I quite
you're killing
like.
me.
Sorry. I just kind of like how it is like you got the chunky wall man on a chunky plinth. Yeah, I like that. He might as well be part of the base himself. Just like that's not even Dawn. That's just a statue. Yeah, I'm up for it.
It's a big base though, but it's a nice model.
I really like Kurz. I really like this model.
Top of that, I would even straight away.
I'd put him in S just for the freaking Batman pose. His face does look very, very ghoulish. His face looks goofy now that I'm looking at it, but the rest of him is awesome.
I don't know what it is, but that pose reminds me of something in particular. Just that specific thing.
Like Catwoman.
I think it might be the Eversaws, where they're usually like on like a ledge.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the dead guys on his bases are like eviscerated and they're bloody and mutilated. I think he deserves
not tidily killed. Yeah.
It's also really nice. Just from a paint job point of view, I just love the paint job on him as well. It's so good. And I should be judging the paint job on this and more the model, but those poor dead guys, they've had a bad day.
Is it always painted by the same like crew, or is it was one?
Sometimes I think because it's changed a bit now because they have their own official heavy metal team, whereas before they had like just painters and some had different styles, so it was not very workshoppy. I don't know if that's still the case, but there's definitely been a change with a lot of the packaging for Forge World that's more akin to the Games Workshop style, if you like. And certainly some of the newer ones I think are in there. It's been a while, to be honest. I can't remember who's there now. Change around.
Sanguinius gets top of S tier for me.
Yeah.
It's the painting of the Archangel. It's so cool. You can't go wrong with it.
Right.
That is tall though, I bet. I was
Um,
so worried about breaking that model.
Colin, you keep your mouth shut.
Say what you're gonna say.
You're a good Catholic boy, and you'll love your Saint your Saint Michael model.
Yeah, I may be. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. It just every time I see it, I imagine like the Rock going up his ass. I don't know why. It just looks like he's about to get punctured.
That's why he's screaming.
I like it. It's just the mental image. I don't know. I don't know why I think it's just goofy.
It is one of like the models where they're standing on something to make them look like they're flying. That doesn't always hit right, I guess.
And the model is like just attached to his whole leg, so getting it off, you have to like chisel it away. So
the hair's a little bit odd as well. Like just
I was going to say the hair. But then it's I guess sculpting hair is hard. It's like,
I would also say it might just be like full of like blood and it's got a bit clotted. And he's like, oh, it's a bit heavier than I remember it being.
Yeah, Fulgrim model has the same problem. I think hair and resin maybe is quite tough to get.
Yeah,
crisp.
I think it's the cleanup as well. The wings do look very nice. I've doing enough resin kits myself. I know the cleanup on hair can be a nightmare, especially if there's mold lines in it, and then painting it. So I'm not going to judge the painter on that or the sculptor. It's just.
We got a donation from Stealthy47 for €2. No, dollars, saying Tyrannod's model tier list when?
Someday.
We'll get around to it.
Crimson Glory is here. Hello, Crimson Glory. He says, hello, you beautiful gentlemen. You guys are keeping me on my toes with your recording schedule. School's almost done, bro, and then we can go back to normal. Thank you very much for the $10.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We got that.
Oh,
Ferris E. Manus.
As much as I love Iron Hands,
I love you, Ferris. I love you, Ferris.
Kill him.
Come on.
I know this one is not quite as good as the rest. This is the runt of the litter, even as a model.
This is another like OG one, though, right?
Dude, come on. This is better.
I think it's one of the first ones they did.
It's not
better than Perturabo.
I can't find the 3D.
I like the momentum. There's something about this model. I think it's because of the chain swishing and his stance. You can tell that there's some weight behind the switch.
Yeah,
I quite like that.
It isn't lore accurate.
Movement.
But
yeah, well,
it's okay.
neither is the art.
They
They're
couldn't
like,
just
oh,
give
he's
him
got
a wrench, though.
you know?
Yeah.
Boring though is the hideous face.
He's supposed to be
That's his
ugly.
face. That's his face.
He's supposed to be ugly.
I don't know what model I'm looking at here, but I quite like the paint job on his face on the one I'm looking at. I don't know if that's like a golden demon or...
The Ferrus Manus face, though, does look like... It just looks off compared to the rest
Thing is,
of them.
MFs call him the Gorgon, bro.
There's a new artwork that the Horus Heresy card game made for like all the Primarchs. It was Dropset Massacre. And my favorite comment was like, when you look at Ferrus Manus, he just looks like a guy called Shane. Like, yeah, pretty much. It's got that like sports jockey haircut and everything. Like, yeah, Shane of the Iron Hands. But I don't know. I like this model. I like how his backpack's covered in so many gizmos and gadgets. Yeah. He's got some really heavy looking armor. He's got that chain, like, what do you call it? Loincloth? Or whatever, where the chains
yeah,
it's
like, cool.
There's some momentum. There's some thought that's gone into like the momentum and stuff in this one. I like it. I don't think it's as cool as.
I don't think it's quite A tier though.
Should we put it on top of B?
I don't know. I feel like we're not all looking at the same.
I hate it here.
Like that, honestly, it's the worst one out of all of them, isn't it?
I think it's cool. It's flavorful as well.
You just like Perturabo, Colin. I do think it's worse than Lehman.
I like the Lion and Lehman more than I do Ferris, but I like his model more than both of them.
I must be off kilter.
All right, Angron. Angry Ron.
Very short.
Looks like a baby.
I'll tell you that. So, we got Mr. Storyteller in our chat. He's gonna be sad.
Yeah, he's gonna be upset. I know this is based, I think, off a piece, or at least I've seen an art that's the exact same pose, and you're like, oh, that's cool. And I like how the guy on the left of the plinth is like arching backwards, so he's not even fallen over yet. He's on the way, but he's just been hit. And I feel like you could do a really cool thing with like, I feel like you could do like a cool thing with like that thing is it where you use glue to make it look like a blood streak, and you could have it in momentum, and that would look cool.
It's pretty dynamic, this one as well.
Yeah,
and it's like if you just like even squint your eyes a bit and looking at the list of them, that one stands out quite a lot just because the colors are really like striking.
Yeah. It's definitely got momentum to it. Honestly, I'm not a fan of the pose, but then that's just because that's just me. It's just too hunched over. It doesn't give a sense of his size.
Yeah, it does look short.
But it
does
short
look
dynamic though. So you know, there's a sense of speed. But yeah, he's all right.
Maybe it's not my favorite, but he's cool.
He's
Put
a
him in
B.
B.
Yeah. Gilliman.
Gilliman, is
He's
this
standing
the first
next
one?
to a thing.
Ugh.
He is so small, dude.
Peachy's well happy.
It's crazy how small this model is
I
in real
love
life.
Gilliman, and this one is so I can't. I don't like it.
I do like the marble and like the stuff that he's standing on. He's like,
I like his face.
I like the things that aren't Gilliman.
Yeah, he's the size of a regular space marine nowadays.
Because he's the only one as well who's just like, I'm fighting. I'm addressing the Senate.
I mean, it's fair. It is very Gilliman.
Yeah.
I think I think what's spoiled that is having the 40k version of Gilliman.
Yeah.
Because you get the sense of like he's chunkier, he's bigger, everything's just a bit more refined, like the big sort of like iron halo on the back.
Yeah.
So this guy just looks like he's like, I don't know, made
his little brother.
Cosplayer.
Yeah, it's cosplayer.
He's accurate Colin height.
If the 40k one is Robute Gilliman, he's Robute Gillaboy. It's like
Gillaboy.
Gillaboy.
The 40k one is like the guy that your girl should worry about.
Not
look
out for. And then you got
the guy should tell you not to worry about.
Yeah,
it can't be an A tier.
He's got plaques on his base. That's pretty cool.
Put him right here.
Yeah, we're happy with that.
Mortarian.
I
cutting down the wheat.
It's nice model, but I
like it.
I'm one of the people who I actually quite dislike the Mortarian, just like in general build of him. Like it's not like it's just a bit too unimpressive compared to the rest of them.
I think it's good. It's just I look at the 40k Mortarian, I'm like, damn, you had a
moth wings.
You had a glow up.
Yeah, or glow down, if you will, but in a good way.
Hey, you know what it is for me? I don't know if it's just because I'm looking at different angles of him right now, and it just looks like his legs look too long and his arms look too long in comparison to his body and his head. and I think it's throwing me off a bit. And I don't know if it's just because sometimes when you have it physically in your hand, it looks much better as opposed to 2D images. But I'm not a fan of it. Like,
I always thought he
be
should
quite
be a
ghoulish.
leaner looking kind of cat because he's quite bulky. And I'm like, I wish he was like lanky because that's kind of what you think, Instead, he's just like, I'm a big beetle.
The
Hey,
weapon is nice.
don't you knock big beetles. L'Oreal's model is beautiful.
The
Beetle.
I
I
think
think
just
go
like
for a C
Ferris-
tier.
above Gilliman?
We gotta
Yeah,
have
maybe above
at
the
least one
Gilliman.
C tier, right?
Yes, put Gilliman in C2.
All right, I'll put him in C. But should we just put these guys there? So it's like
Yeah.
it's just a bit
Magnus.
neater. Magnus.
he's great. I quite like
He's
The
got
him.
a
model's
fancy
really
base.
good. The magic I'm not as happy with. I don't know why. It looks like someone's throwing spaghetti.
He's like he's like
Reminds me of Ghostbusters
Avatar.
slime.
It does, yeah.
And then Magnus
Yeah.
said, "Don't cross the streams." And Armin said, "What?" And then the rubric happened.
To be
I suppose
fair,
the great
I
thing
like
is-
Ghostbusters.
You can just cut it off, right? You can cut all that
Yeah.
magic
Yeah.
off. That's what I would do.
It's a nice model. I think the hair's done
Kopesh
well on
is
this one as
cool.
well.
Oh, I didn't realize you could set him with. Is it Lehman Russ? So it's
Yeah.
like in a. That's really
Yeah,
clever.
it's
I
their
didn't know
Yeah.
Yeah.
that. Interesting.
I think you can do that with like the lion
Yeah.
curs too, if I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah,
With
yeah. They
Ferris
did them in
and Fulton.
pairs, a lot of them.
That's really smart. I like that. I didn't know that was the thing until I just saw a picture of him. I'm like, oh.
Was it Jagatai and Mortarion then?
I don't.
That'll be the
I don't know
demon
if there
form,
actually
I
are.
Okay.
But-
That one's a nice. I think that one deserves to be a little bit higher though, like above Fulgrim. at
Yeah.
least.
Okay. Sorry, Eli.
Sad.
Not as a character, but as a model.
I quite like him up in A. Yeah, he feels like an A.
Oh,
Horus.
Horus.
I really like this guy. Big fan.
Big
It's very
man.
iconic. This
I am Horse's top guy, as they say.
Archaon's cooler.
Shush you. His model's super cool. I like the steps a lot.
Do his
Big
legs look a little bit
mace.
small, or is that just me? Like he looks a bit too
Yeah,
bulky in the midriff.
I think it's kind of like Dorn, where the base is so big that it makes him look a bit small. But I think he looks fine.
Talon is cool. The wolf cloak.
I'm just not feeling it. I did like top of A though. I just don't feel S tier about it.
See,
Yeah.
the ascended one would be S tier for me.
Yeah.
Yes,
not,
definitely.
not that one.
There's a better version of it though. I think we're happy with that then. Oh, okay. This one,
Oh, Lorgar.
his
Alright.
face,
Lorgar.
this character's face is actually wrong.
We can probably just put him with. We could probably put him with Gilliman. I feel like
Yeah.
I like him in B.
Like,
Oh yeah, this
No.
guy. Yeah.
his base is cool. Has a flaming skull. That's
The
awesome.
base is cool. His armor is solid. I think
Yeah.
sometimes some of them,
You know,
I feel there's
I imagine him handsomer, personally.
I don't know if you'd agree with me on this, Colin, or not. If I just cut off his mace and gave him a hammer and got rid of his backpack, he'd look like an Empire warrior priest. I don't
He
know.
would.
Oh
why.
yeah.
I'm just looking at it going, it just looks like a warrior priest. And I suppose he
Yeah.
is like, a priest to a
Priest
certain
Sigma.
degree.
Yeah.
that's kind of making me like him more.
Yeah. Honestly.
I mean, he is the most underwhelming like fighter of the Primarch, so it kind of
yeah.
makes sense. It's like, do your battle pose, Lorgar, and he's just like,
He stands up. He doesn't need no
Yeah.
fancy poses.
Moving
He's
his-
ready to
I'm
go.
ready for
Fight in the name
war.
of whichever
He,
god emperor takes him.
He has like runes on stuff on his base carved out under him. If you like move the model around, that's pretty
I think
cool.
Lorgar should be C tier.
His armor has all the this guy actually his armor alone is like A tier for me. It's got
Yeah,
the
but
carved
that
etched
face
runes and stuff.
Ruins it. He's actually
Let me
meant
see.
to be quite handsome, like they say.
Yeah.
Vulcan. We gotta be aware of Peachy's time.
Oh yeah,
So
so,
we've really got to keep it
Vulcan.
going.
This one is really nice though because it's popped
Vulcan's
so
got a big
good.
hammer.
Oh, that
Top
guy.
A.
I love me
he's
Vulcan.
mega.
I would
He
even
is
put it
mega.
bottom of
S
S
tier?
tier.
Yeah.
Bottom of S tier.
We love
So
Yeah,
He's
like
I'm
it
okay
just
with
pops
Good
so
lad.
hard.
He's neat.
I do like him. Yeah, big fan of that guy.
Just don't read his books. Korax.
Korax
one
is
is
actually
nice.
a
I
fun
like
pose.
this one a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty like as a centipede. That's really impressive. Like if you had
Yeah.
that in front of you.
Yeah. I
This poor guy is like, oh, it's a big crow man.
I think I've found a more solid way to put it. Like part of why I kind of don't like Sanguinius. I think I just don't like that downward facing pose on a mini. It's not as bad on Chorus for me because he's like facing more at an angle. But I like it when they're like looking forward, ready to go. Even flying units like the Seraphim or whatever the sisters one. I like when they're looking forward more than they are just down. because when you're playing them on the tabletop, it's like, please look at the enemy. Please stop looking at the ground.
Weirdly, there's like I can't remember what it's got a terminology, but I know from a photography point of view, when you look downwards on a model, it looks like a model, and then kind of removes you from that kind of feel and setting. Whereas when you're like looking up at a model, it feels more lifelike, or at the same kind of eye level, it feels more like lifelike. So it becomes more toy-like when you're looking down on it, because you're looking down and it just looks like a model. So I wonder if that's something to do with why you don't like him looking down. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's just something that probably weird, probably nothing, that just bothers me for some personal taste reason. I can't quite word. But... I think I agree with you, and I'm just wondering if it's that for me, or if there is something more to it. But yeah, I agree. I like him looking forwards or upwards, not downwards. It just feels wrong.
I think it's still that one's still objectively like very nice, and I'm happy with it at the bottom of A.
Yeah, I do like it.
All right, last one, lads. It's Alfarius, or is it?
I think he's one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite Primarch models. I think
it's a really
he's
nice
really cool.
pose.
He deserves the S tier. Honestly, top of S tier for me.
I love Alpha Legion color schemes. I can't lie. I hate
His armor
everything
is
about
so
them, but their
cool,
color
man.
schemes and their armor it's so cool.
He deserves the top. Put him up there.
Deserves top.
The top.
Not because you got one.
Honestly, it's probably the most. I don't know if it's the right way to say it, but the most satisfying out of all the models. Like this
the
one
Pale
is like,
Spear is pretty badass as well.
Yeah. Also, if there was Ascended Horus as well, that would probably be top of S tier, because that was really
Yeah.
cool. But
Really
I'm
nice
pretty
paint
happy
job
with
as
that.
well.
Yeah, very good, fellas.
There we go. Lads.
Not enough minis.
Lads. Yeah. And that was our tier list. That was fun, wasn't it?
Yes.
Hey.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for coming.
Sorry
Yeah.
if I offended anyone with their painting tears.
You did not offend.
I'm sorry.
You're very
I was
kind.
offended by Andy.
I only had one miniature. I had to do something to spice to like be involved, you know.
Got you.
That's
Did a
bullied
great
in the
job.
Workplace.
Did a great job.
Absolutely bullied in the workplace. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for listening. If you made it this far, please. We should always say at the beginning. Please like the stream.
I do.
Yes,
At the
please.
beginning. Thank you, everyone who
Check-
did the donations as well. We appreciate that.
Yeah. And we are also on Spotify, etc. And also thank you so much for Chris Peachy Peach.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much for coming.
being with
Thanks.
us today. It was great to
Yes.
have
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thanks for the invite. Last minute.
Yes.
But I like it. I like a last minute invite.
We tortured you with our self-esteem reassurance therapy session.
Yeah.
We really needed it,
That's
though.
good. No,
Thank-
some good stuff. Loved it.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening and watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
I just
Love
have one
you.
deeply important
no.
question before we end.
Oh,
It's not,
oh,
it's
no.
none of these things. What's your favorite Call of Duty Zombies map, sir?
Mine.
Yeah.
Call of Duty zombie maps. I've not played Call of Duty since
Ah.
2.
Their second guess in a row who didn't have an answer.
Bro, please.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
I mean,
Or even
if
I
you-
haven't played it for a while.
sorry, I can't answer.
All right.
that.
You didn't
The
bring up
third one.
Warzone, so
The
it's
third
okay.
one. I really like the third one. It's great.
To be fair, DJB said, "Have you ever watched epic rap battles of history?
I have watched.
Do you
some
have a
of those.
favorite song?"
No.
This is exactly what you deserve, chat. This is exactly what you
We've been
deserve.
teasing them with a tier list on epic rap battles for like 6 months, and it's like, no, one day.
You're never gonna
Loads
get
of
it.
people used to play it in the office, and could I recall what they are? No. I can't remember having fun watching them or listening to them. So sorry.
Oh well. Well, thanks anyway, everyone.
Good. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, have a good one, guys. See ya.
Bye. Love you long time.
Slaters.
Oh my God.
Taters.